Welcome to another video, Walk on the Wild Side, and I'm here in Blackpool. I'm in Talbot Square, and in this video I've got a very special guest. Let me turn the camera around and show you who it is. Check it out, it's the MacMaster!
Hello my friends, I can't believe I'm here in Blackpool with a walk on the wild side. It's amazing, I tell you what, I'm so honoured to be with this gentleman, absolutely fantastic. And I think in today's vlog we're actually going to see a little bit of history about Blackpool. So for me that's great because this is a place that I came to in my childhood and I can't wait to have a look around and learn more about Blackpool.
Yeah, so I've got the MacMaster in this video. I'm so honoured. I cannot believe that. I can't believe it. I can't believe how tall you are. You're actually really, really tall. I can't believe it, folks. What do you think? I mean, I'm quite tall. I'm over 6 foot. What do you think?
Well, I'm only that small on screen.
It's amazing how people look on screen and how they look in real life, isn't it? Anyway, in this video, what I thought I'd do is we'd take a little look around Blackpool, a little mini sort of history tour, starting here in Talbot Square. And do you know, we're actually stood on some toilets.
Are we?
Well, down here, folks, we've got tram tracks. Can you see these tram tracks here? Now, they've been building this tram track for such a long time now. It must be 10 years from the North Pier over here, all the way up to there, to the new tram station which they're building, and it's taken them forever to build it. But just under here used to be the underground toilets here in Talbot Square. Yeah, they filled them all in. I think it was 2010, I think, when they filled all this in. There were underground toilets right here. Can you believe that, eh, folks?
So, these toilets then, if this tram line, it should be called the number 2 tram.
There you go.
Sorry about that. Sorry, it's bad. I might ask you a few questions if
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, so there's the North Pier over there, folks. And we are in Talbot Square, yeah, and here are the tram tracks, when are the trams going to come down here? Well, I don't know. We're just by the counter now, so this used to be a bank. So what I'm going to do in this video is we'll walk from here to Blackpool Tower, a little mini history tour with the MacMaster. You might even learn some with them. What do you think?
I tell you what, I'm loving it so far because we've just been saying about the old toilets here, etc. I reckon that you should do a video about it because it's history that's gone by and it's history that's been filled in, and people from years ago who've been to Blackpool will remember things like that.
Yeah, there you go, folks. The old toilets used to be right here. We're actually walking right on top of them now. That building over there is the old Royal Bank of Scotland building, and it's now been turned into an Airbnb. And you can watch my video. I've been in there, I've taken a look at the place. It's absolutely mint in there. An Airbnb for you there. And that's the Strand. They're doing a bit of work down there at the moment, actually. They've closed. You can normally drive down there, only if you're a taxi though. You're only allowed to drive down there if you're a taxi. That's the Strand, takes you through to Queen Street. If you look on the left-hand side, you see that big building there, which is Pop World now. That used to be the Cannon Cinema. Now, just over here, a lot of you have probably seen it on my videos, that building there, which is called the Trilogy, that used to be Rumours back in the olden days, and Jenks. Nightclubs, who remembers Rumours and Jenks? Very, very popular nightclubs. And just beyond that is the church there, the Sacred Heart Church. That was designed by Edward Pugin, whose father, I believe, designed the Houses of Parliament building. And just over this side here, do you remember what used to be at this site here, Lee?
I'd say Yates's.
Yates's, there you go, yeah. This building here, the new Premier Inn, which opened a few years ago, this used to be Yates's Wine Lodge. Who remembers Yates's Wine Lodge? Yeah. But who remembers what it was before Yates's? It was actually the Theatre Royal, and it was the Assembly Rooms as well before it was Yates's. So there you go, folks. It's now the Premier Inn, and they've got this quite fancy Art Deco. I really like it, actually. It's really fancy, isn't it? I like the design of the railings and also the clock up there. Is that clock the right time? I think it's... Oh, it's wrong. It's wrong. That clock's wrong. What are they like? What about the clock on the town hall here, folks? The town hall.
That one's right.
Yeah, the clock on the town. There's the town hall. Isn't it grand? Well, they all are. The town halls do tend to be quite grand, don't they? So that's the Blackpool Town Hall there, folks, for you. Now, before, as I just let this bus go past it, don't want to get run over. Now, before the council built the town hall, they had to actually meet. Now, they actually met at the Metropole, which is just down here on the right-hand side. They used to meet at the Metropole Hotel before they built the town hall there. So there you go. This is the town hall. We'll just take a look at the blue plaque, shall we? We'll see when it was.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, the blue plaque will tell us when it was built. So let's have a quick look, folks. I have seen it before, but I sometimes forget.
1895 it says there. Oh, it was completed in 1900. So the building, oh, there was a town hall here before, but they built this new one. And this was completed in 1900. So there you go, folks.
What's the one on the other one?
We're learning a bit of history here at the Blackpool Town Hall. Oh, this is a famous swimmer. Yeah, Britain's first women's Olympic swimming champion, Lucy Morton. She's got a blue plaque. It was at the 1924 Paris Games. How about that, eh?
Hey, there you go. You've got something in common with my hometown.
Yeah.
Rebecca Adlington, another Olympic swimming champion.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Anyway, we're gonna head towards the North Pier. We'll have a little look at the North Pier. I'll show you the Metropole Hotel, and then what we'll do is we'll head that way towards the tower. Okay, so we're now heading towards the North Pier. Just at this side of us, we've got the old Clifton Hotel. Yeah, the old Clifton Hotel. It's now called the Foreshores Hotel here at Talbot Square. There's a blue plaque on that as well. Let's check it out, shall we? Yeah, let's check out this blue plaque here on the Clifton Hotel. Grade 2 listed, look at that. The first hotel here was built around 1780. Wow, that's amazing. And this was reconstructed in 1865, yeah. Isn't it amazing what you see when you look around in Blackpool? There's a lot of history here, folks, but we're just going to head over towards the North Pier. Yeah, so that's where we just were, the Clifton Hotel, just over there. And there's a view of Blackpool Tower, folks. We'll be heading down there later in this video, but here's the North Pier. 1863 was when they built the North Pier, yeah. And it was pretty expensive to go on, yeah, at that time as well. So they actually built another one, and they called it the South Pier, but that was today's Central Pier. That was built a bit later, but the North Pier was built in 1863. Anyone remember the Merry England bar here? Yeah, the Merry England bar. Joey Blower, the Merry England. Some good times in there. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you over here because this is what I was talking about before. We've got the Metropole over here. There's been a hotel on that site since 1775, I think it was. It was called Bailey's Hotel. That was there before the Metropole. It's been there a long time. It's the only hotel that's actually on the Promenade in Blackpool. And this here is the Cenotaph here, yeah. So there's the Cenotaph, folks, and a view of the North Pier over there. Look at that. Hey, there's someone filming here, look. They're always filming stuff down here, folks. Yeah, but anyway, I wanted to have a look at these plaques they've got here by the Metropole Hotel. They've got some blue plaques. They've got one here which tells us about Princess Parade. That's the walkway which goes all the way around the back of the hotel there. That was all constructed about 100 years ago. They had to build it all up. And this blue plaque here tells us all about Bailey's Hotel. 1776, the first hotel on this site. Can you imagine what it must have been back then? It must have, Lee, it must have been like a farm. Can you imagine all that time ago in Blackpool? What was here in Blackpool? Can you imagine what it was like in Blackpool? This must have been a wild coastline, mustn't it?
I hate to think how it's changed over the years. It's mad. But this part here, I was just saying, this part here reminds me of when I used to come here as a child, and it's fantastic because I never go any further than the tower itself. It sounds a bit odd. I just said to Stephen, I said, I walk from the tower to the pleasure beach, but I never go any further. And I don't know why, and I presume a lot of people are like that as well. You've said it. Nobody ventures past the tower. And this part is fantastic. It's really nice, beautiful.
Yeah, it is. So here's a little look at Princess Parade, which I was just talking about there. It was all constructed, all built up so you could walk around the back part of the hotel here. Isn't it absolutely amazing? Right, okay, so we're heading towards Blackpool Tower now, folks, and you know, I can't believe it. You've never been north of Blackpool Tower. I can't believe it. What?
Can I just say, I've just said off camera, I'm really enjoying this because I'll come along here and film, I don't know, fish and chips or whatever I normally film, but I won't venture any further. And what you've taught me by walking around here and shown me, I'm really enjoying it. I really am. I've been probably one of the best times I've had in Blackpool since I was a kid, to be honest. So thank you. It's great, and I love these little sheds, are they? I'm not sure what they're called.
Yeah, these sheds here. Can you see these sheds behind us here? Look, these fancy shelters here. And we've also got one up here as well. Look, the local beer monsters like to frequent these places. He's learned a new word, haven't he? Beer monsters.
Beer monsters. I'll
So
tell you
there you go.
as well, you've said a lot of these posts here, lampposts, they've been cut off, haven't they?
Yeah,
Well,
let's have a little look, shall we, at these posts here. I'll just turn it round. Look at this, folks, here, look at that there. Can you imagine what that used to be like? An old lamp post here on Blackpool Promenade, and we've still got the old railings here, the original cast iron. Is it cast iron, that railings?
Yeah.
Yeah. But just look at that there. It must have been cut off at some time. And that's what you get to see when you come north of the tower. Well, we're now heading towards the tower, and we've just met some fans there. Fans of the channel, David and Sylvia from Birmingham. Yeah, we were talking to them for quite a while. They were really nice people, weren't they?
Lovely, lovely. You get stopped all the time. I tell you what, what you've done for Blackpool is fantastic. The amount of people that come here, and that's why I started coming, to be honest, again, because I've started watching your videos. It's fantastic, brilliant.
Next stop, the tower. Okay, now before we get to the tower now, Lee, there's a building just over the road. Can you see? It's this one here. It's got Yates's at the bottom. Now, what can you see when you look up? What can you see up there?
I can see Feldman's Arcade.
Yeah, Feldman's Arcade, and this is another historic building here in Blackpool that a lot of people probably don't really take any notice of, but this building here, it used to be what it says it is at the top. It used to be an arcade. It goes all the way through to the back, to the street around the back, and most people only see the Yateses on the ground floor. They don't notice what's above. And this beautiful building that used to be a musical arcade, and they used to have bands in there and all sorts of things. They used to sell music. It was owned by Bertrand Feldman, and he was like an early music mogul. Think Pete Waterman. Yeah, that's the sort of person that used to own this building. So there you go.
I tell you, since today, Stephen has been telling me to look up, so don't just look at the buildings when you do come to Blackpool. Look up and you see all sorts of different architecture, different names of the buildings. I mean, I've noticed one over there, the Oyster Rooms, which, you know, you look above the rock place and you've got what's the history behind all these different buildings? I can imagine being put back in time now. I'd love to be transported back in time, say 100 years in this same spot to see what it was like.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, so there you are, Feldman's Arcade. And we were just talking there, Lee was just talking about the Roberts Oyster Rooms building just over here. Anyway, let's head towards the tower. Okay, folks, now we're almost at Blackpool Tower, but I just want to talk about this building here. This is where the Viva Bar is, in this building here. We've also got some other places like the Vegas Cafe, the Vegas Diner, and the Hole in the One. But this building used to be the Lewis's. Who remembers Lewis's department store? But before Lewis's, it used to be the Palace Theatre. And before the Palace Theatre, a very, very grand theatre, it was the Alhambra. Very short-lived as the Alhambra, only about 5 years. And before the Alhambra, it was the Prince of Wales. And they also had baths right here. I'm going right back now, folks. But anyway, we have now arrived at the Blackpool Tower. Okay, so we're heading towards the famous Blackpool Tower. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. When was Blackpool Tower built?
Do you know, I should know this because I went up Blackpool Tower the other month, but I can't remember. I'm gonna say somewhere in the early 1900s.
Well, you're not too far off. It was completed in 1894. Yeah, 1894. It's almost 130 years old, Blackpool Tower. And do you know how high it is?
Again, I should know this, but I can't remember.
It's 518 feet 9 inches. That's in old money.
I don't know whether there's any truth in this. I can't remember exactly. Now you might tell me whether I'm wrong or not. But apparently the mayor of Blackpool had something to do with it. I may be wrong. I'm trying to think what they taught me or read
Yes,
about
I think
it.
you're right there, because actually Blackpool Tower was supposed to be funded by selling off shares. Now, unfortunately, they didn't sell enough shares at the time to get the tower off the ground. So the mayor at the time, who was called John Bickerstaff, he put his own money into the pot. He sold some of his businesses, because he owns a lot of businesses in the town, and he sold some of his businesses off to get the tower built. And that's how they got to build Blackpool Tower. And that's why Sir John Bickerstaff's name is mentioned around about the town. He's got a street named after him. He's got a square named after him in the Talbot Gateway. So there you go. A lot of it came down to John. Okay, so we're now on the comedy carpet, folks, the famous comedy carpet. And I think that this is one of the best things to ever happen in Blackpool in recent decades, because they built this massive headland in front of the tower for people to congregate and to have like shows and things like that, you know. And they've got this amazing comedy carpet here with all these famous lines from the comedians. What do you think? It's amazing, isn't it?
For me, I could stay here all day. I've done a few videos on this and I love it, because I've said before, it takes me back in time to my younger days when I lived with my parents, and you've got like Les Dawson, you've got all sorts of different comedians from back in the day. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. So much so it makes the hairs stand up on the back of my neck, because it reminds me of my mum and dad, and I love it. It's just from days gone by.
So there you go, the comedy carpet in front of the Blackpool Tower. So there you go, we've now reached the end of this little mini history vlog here in Blackpool. And what do you think, Lee?
I tell you what, I've learnt so much from this tour, and also from your channel. I love Blackpool, I love your channel, and today has been an experience, because it's brought all the memories back from my childhood of when I came here with my mum and dad, and seeing further up past the Blackpool Tower has been brilliant. And from now on, I'll venture a little bit further, and I'll make sure that I look up at the top of the buildings as well, and not just ground level. So thank you very much.
Yeah, so make sure when you come to Blackpool, don't just go between the Pleasure Beach and the Tower. Have a look a bit further beyond, and you never know what you might see and what you might learn about the olden days. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. It's been brilliant meeting up with Lee here, the MacMaster. I can't believe it. And I hope you like this video, and if you do, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and tick the bell for notifications of new videos, and I will see you again on the next one.